Once upon a time, there was a little boy called Howard who loved writing stories.
Oh, this is brilliant.
Young Howard wrote many stories and scripts.
Mr. Quackers was on his magic toilet.
But then one day he grew up and discovered alcohol and laziness, so he put his writing in the attic and forgot about it. 20 years later, Howard found his old stories and persuaded his lifelong friend Rufus to read them. Join Rufus and Howard as they embark on a mission to read everything he wrote, from the age of 5 until now, in The Worst Writer in the World.
Little Howard dreamed of being a writer, and so he sat and wrote every night. But everything he wrote was fucking shite, yeah. Wubba-dubba-doo, wubba-dubba-doo. Worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world. He's a stupid, suck-ass, rubbish writer.
I'll tell you what's exciting, right?
Okay. Is it roller coasters?
Yeah, but I'll tell you something else that's exciting.
Really big chickens.
I mean, they're pretty amazing, yeah. But
Really big chickens in roller coasters.
I mean, that would be pretty thrilling. But where we are now, there are no roller coasters and no big chickens. So, but don't worry, because what's exciting is stories, right? But here's what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah.
The stories that you know and you love and you grow up with, they become a part of the world you inhabit, right? So, you know, if you grew up with Narnia, for example, then that is part of how you understand the world, part of your vocabulary, your references and so on.
And that's why you got killed by that lion when
Yeah,
you went
absolutely.
to the zoo, because you thought you could sit on
Thought
it.
I'd be friends with it, yeah. And why I got suffocated in that wardrobe when I locked myself in. No, actually, it's very explicit in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe that you should not shut yourself in a wardrobe. Lucy doesn't, because she's clever, and Edmund does. He shuts the door behind himself, and it's all like because Edmund's a moron at the beginning. He learns later. But
Right.
C.S. Lewis is very clear about not shutting yourself in that wardrobe.
Oh.
Because he knew, this is going to be popular. Kids are going to be getting in wardrobes because of this story. I better put a thing in about not shutting the door behind you, just in case.
What happens if you shut the door behind you?
You get
don't
locked
get
in.
into Narnia.
Yeah, you get locked in. Oh no, in that cupboard you do. But in a regular one, you might just get shut in the cupboard, and then murderers come, and you can't run away because you shut yourself in a cupboard when the murderers arrive.
I'm not familiar with the Narnia books. But is that the plot? A load of murderers come?
That's the plot of book 3.
Right.
The horse and a load of murderers. No, what I'm thinking is the stories that you know, the stories that are the most familiar to you, the ones you love and the ones you grew up with.
Like the fairy snow advert.
Yeah, that's true too, including TV shows and everything like that. They become a part of your world, the world you carry around with you in your head, all right? And whether that's books or TV shows or whatever. And the thing about doing this is that my world changes a little bit with every new Howard Long story that we do, because we spend so much time reading it, and then we spend a lot of time editing it, and then we have to listen to it a bunch of times as well. You know, basically we spend an enormous amount of time with these stories, and they tend to have distinctive aspects to them. Whether it's in the original, that there's some like memorable character or thing, or it's the way we do it. You know, but they
when you put Dagenham in,
for example, right? How Dagenham reacts this time, right? And that changes the world I live in just a little bit. Every time we do a story, it changes. My world is different now that we've done your version of Rapunzel.
Yeah.
You know, it has new things in it. And so now here we are at the beginning of another story, and I have no idea what it's going to add to my world, but I feel certain that it will add something. And that Dagenham will be in it. If there's two things I feel certain of, it's them.
Yeah. Well, I hope it's not rubbish.
It doesn't matter if it's rubbish. You know, they're still exciting. The rubbish ones are still exciting and full of memorable moments.
No, but I really hope that it's great, because I'm really hoping that amongst them one day we'll find one that's actually like doesn't need redrafting, and I can just immediately send it off to the printers. Get William Caxton to kind of like get it out to the world.
Get Caxton on it. Yeah.
Win that Smarties Award, coveted Smarties Award.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Rapunzel was pretty close, right?
Oh,
That was pretty spectacular. Forget Me Not. I'm surprised no one's made that into a film yet.
Yeah. I'm not.
So, Howard, what can you tell us about this?
So Howard.
That is so Howard, yeah.
That's what they say.
No, we should say that about things in your stories. Because, I mean, we know what things are so Howard.
Drilling. That's so Howard.
That's true. Howard loves drilling, as you'll know if you've heard TARDIS is 5.
Yeah.
But the other day, me and Howard are working on a story together at the moment. We're plotting a story together. And the other day, Howard found a way to get drilling in. It was a great day, wasn't it?
I thought you wouldn't notice for a while, but then you went,
It took me a moment.
Yeah.
It wasn't immediate, but then I went, hang on. You've just got drilling in. And the trouble is, it was a good drilling idea.
All drilling ideas are good. That's why I return to that theme constantly. The theme of drilling.
All drilling ideas are good. Yeah, all right, fair enough. I'll take your word for it. But I think drilling would never. It's one of those ideas that would never occur to me. Do you know what I mean? It's not part of my kind of mental palette. It's just not there.
Well, trees and drilling don't go hand in hand.
Yeah, I think trees. Any problem. My first thought is, can I solve this with a tree?
In a tree.
Yeah. Whereas your first thought is, can I put drill in?
Can I drill it?
Can I drill it?
Yes, you can. Can I drill it?
Yeah. So Howard loves drilling. That's what we know. That is so Howard. So Howard, what is this? Basically, I have 2 exercise books with Rough Book 1 and Rough Book 2 written on them.
There is a backstory to this.
Well, I want to hear that backstory. Tell me.
Because
Yes.
I used to draw moles.
Yeah, stop there. Good backstory, Howard. Yeah. This is character work by Howard. He's like, what backstory can I give my character? All right, he used to draw moles. Okay, right. Now he is a businessman.
Yeah.
I used to draw moles. Now I'm a businessman. Said the man. Said the businessman. Do you like my mole drawing I've got on the wall? Yeah. Now I'm trying to do some business. Let's do some business. Howard, oh, by the way, when I say business, I mean drilling. Yeah,
I am a business banker.
Anyway, your backstory is...
I used to draw moles.
Yeah.
But that's not important right now. So the backstory, anyway.
And it's basically the same joke, but I enjoyed it the second time because I think you did it a good, different way, even though it was essentially the same joke.
So I filled 7 English books, which are
better than French books, aren't they?
Oh God, yeah.
Brexit raw.
Yeah, just you just to deface the dictionary by drawing moles all over it. They'd be like, Howard, have you been on the dictionary again? Why is there a drill hole in the dictionary and a drawing of a mole?
Have you been drilling the dictionary again, Howard?
That wasn't me.
No, you mean like exercise books, right?
Exercise books, yeah.
You filled 7 exercise books with mole pictures.
Pictures, yes.
But they were movie pictures.
Yeah, they all had a title, so they were all like, basically, like, there was supposed to be a film.
Like an imaginary movie.
Yes.
And could you give us any examples?
The Revenge of the Living Dead Went the Wrong Way Moles.
Okay, that's a great title.
Yeah.
Is that the name of this story?
I think
as well?
it probably is, and that's the first one.
That is a good title.
And it is all about that. I don't want to spoil the plot, but they went the wrong way, and so then I filled 7 books with all these pictures and these ideas for these amazing films like Attack of the Octopods and things like that. And then one day I was like, hold on, I'm not a brilliant artist. I'm a brilliant writer.
Yeah, that's true. This is not called the best artist in the world, is it?
You can't listen to art. That's the problem with it.
You can't. No. That's what I've always disliked about art. Every time when I go to the Tate Modern, and put my blindfold on and walk around, like trying to hear the art, it's rubbish. Can't hear anything.
Yeah, every time I stick my ear on Mona Lisa, like I just get kicked out,
thrown out of the Louvre. Anyway, you thought you were a writer, not an artist.
Oh, writer, not an artist. So what if I take my brilliant drawings and turn them into an amazing story? Okay. And then, so I thought I would write the novel of The Living Dead Went the Wrong Way Moles.
So that's what we're reading. What's the title?
The Revenge of the Living Dead.
Revenge
of the Living Dead Went the Wrong Way Moles.
The Revenge of the Living Dead Went the Wrong Way Moles.
Probably it's called.
Brilliant. Okay, chapter 1. I think it's got a 1 in it. I mean, that says 1 as well.
Yeah, well, it's a surprise with this one. I've decided to call every chapter chapter 1.
That's 2. So this is 1. Oh, prologue. It says prologue down here. Okay. That might be page 1 because it's on page 2. So this is probably page 0.
That's page
this
0.
This is page 1.
Brilliant.
It's just not. You haven't bothered numbering the other pages. All right,
We'll
prologue.
just throw in it occasionally. Like the page 2 is about 7 pages in.
Yeah. Okay. Prologue. A considerable amount of time passed. Twice. Good game. Just like the beginning of time, our story begins with a bang. Indeed, it ends with one, and has quite a few in the middle as well. But we'll worry about those when we get to them.
Yeah.
Good jokes. Start with jokes. Just like the beginning of time, our story begins with a bang and complete blackness. Bang. Ow!
Yeah, joke.
There's no he sheds or sea sheds.
Seashells by the seashore, yeah.
There's no sea sheds and no she sheds or he sheds. It just says, ow. Sorry. Be very careful what you're doing with your shovel. You could have someone's eye out with that. Yeah, well, if the lights were working, we might be able to see what we were doing, spat Bert. I'm working on the lights, a third voice shouted from far off. Just hurry up. The sooner we get this pipe laid, the better. Done it. We have light.
You wouldn't need to say it, would you? Done it, we have light. Like, no, we haven't. Or
Oh, yeah, thanks for telling me. I had no other possible way of knowing that we have light. No problem. You've got a head. Oh, thanks very much.
Yes.
Yeah, that old joke. Oh, have a head joke. Classic. A gigantic system of light bulbs hung from remarkably unstable-looking supports suddenly came to life. Hurrah! Said Bert, sarcastically.
Why is he being sarcastic about that?
Like, oh, great. Oh, well done for having light. I'm a mole. I don't need to see.
No, they're not moles.
They're not moles. No. Oh, okay. Who are these guys then?
People.
Oh, so they do need to see. So, yeah, why is he being sarcastic?
Yeah.
If you were a mole, it'd make sense. Like, would you put a light on for a mole?
Yeah, but they can't see where they're
Moles
going.
don't use light.
And they've got shovels and they're digging.
Yeah, I forgot about the shovels, yeah.
Yeah.
Moles don't use shovels to dig, do they?
He was complaining that there's no light. Then the light comes on and he says,
he's
we've
like,
got light. And he's like, oh, what
well
did he
done.
fucking do?
Oh, congratulations for doing the thing I wanted you to do. What am I going to complain about now?
So actually, I mean, like, most of the characters I ever write are weirdly contrary for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
It's just to create...
Conflict.
I like conflict, but I create it within themselves.
I think that's something that people do, isn't it? I think that's quite common in humorous writing. If you like particularly humorous prose, I think that's quite common, where you just have contrary characters to get these kind of gags out, and also to introduce a kind of micro conflict. You've got your kind of big problems that the characters face, but you've also just they've got to deal with this wazzock, right? I think that's quite a common thing. You've kind of picked that up by reading it in other places. I think. Here's my goal. Or you invented it. Maybe you invented it. Yeah.
That idea of conflict.
Yeah.
I didn't write a story called Conflict after all.
So, sorry everybody, but Howard invented war.
Oh shit!
What an idiot! Before Howard, everyone really liked each other and got on.
But not big. Only self-war.
No, all conflict. You created conflict of every type.
I don't suggest that my characters kind of like complain that there's no lights and then like tank themselves to death afterwards when the lights turn on.
Well, actually, you'll find, and then Bert tanked himself to death is the next line. So actually, you don't just suggest it; you explicitly say it.
I'm suddenly realising that my idea of war is a little out of date, isn't it?
Out of date? Yeah, there was never a point when war was someone tanking himself to death. Hey, what are you doing, Steve? Oh, I'm just going to tank myself to death. Why?
You know, well, tanks are they're a bit old school.
I think they still use tanks. I think obviously a lot of war is drones and
But yeah, they don't
weapons.
Fire tanks out of cannons, do they? And then
no, that's just in the past.
Kim Jong-un's not going to be shooting tanks out of stuff, is he? Yeah, it's the past.
No, you're right. That only in the past that people shot tanks at each other. Out of cannons. Is that an anachronism right
What,
there?
out of tanks? Just tanks
out
shooting
of a
other
bigger
tanks.
tank,
Yeah.
No, it's better if it's cannons.
You load
Because
the massive
cannons
tank
and
with
tanks belong to such different periods in like military history. It's like, right, we've got to get a really, really big cannon. Why? So we can fit the tank. What? We've got to get the tank. Look, this cannon's really small. It's like it was designed for fairly small balls or something. I've been trying to get the cannon to fit the tank, and it's not even close. In fact, I could probably put the cannon inside the tank. But not the other way round. All right, anyway, so all that happens because Bert is being sarcastic. So Bert says hurrah sarcastically, and war happens.
Yeah,
Everybody
a really weird version of war, though, where people fire tanks at one another.
Themselves.
Like in the past. Not like modern warfare.
Right, let's get this finished. Altogether, there were half a dozen workers squeezed tightly into the small tunnel system. I mean, it looks like it says small tunnel system, dreg, haul, dig themselves.
That they dug themselves?
They had dug themselves. Yes, you're right. Yes, good.
Drag on. What do you?
Dreg, haul.
I mean, that's not a thing, is it? Drag haul.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was saying dig because it looked like that. So I was saying dig because I thought that was a Y. Because that is clearly a Y.
Yeah, that does.
But when I said it out loud, you could understand dig.
It does look like drag haul dug themselves.
So far in this story, very little has happened, but we have met, in this prologue, we have met some human diggers, and I'm having a lot of trouble reading your handwriting, but I'm going to keep doing my best. All right, here we go. So there were half a dozen workers in the tunnels that they had dug themselves. They were scared. Oh. They wanted to leave. Soon.
They don't sound scared. Weren't they being sarcastic about lies? And
yeah, but they're hiding it. They're men, right? They're old-fashioned men. They're terrified, but they're trying to cover it up with a bit of.
We don't know
jokes.
They're men. Does it specify? Is it?
Well, one of
them's
called
said men.
One of them's called Bert.
Okay, yeah, Bert's probably a man.
Bert's a man, but I don't think it said.
Bert got his
third
tits out.
voice.
Whaps him around a bit. Hello, said Bert.
No, it doesn't say men. It says workers. Doesn't say,
I see. Because I'm ahead of the curve.
Okay, so they're scared, right? They wanted to leave soon. They wanted to be home. After all, who likes digging a tunnel through an overhanging cliff?
No one.
How can you tell whether you're going to find yourself dropping 500 feet or not? That's a good sentence. How can you tell if you're going to find yourself dropping 500 feet or not?
Or not. You can tell if you're not, right?
I mean, because you put both options in, I mean, you can always tell. Because you can say, you know what? I know for a fact that I'm either going to drop 500 feet or not.
That's
Probably not. But I'm definite it's one of those two.
Yeah, you can tell.
One of those two binary choices. Absolutely. How can you tell if you're going to have sausages for dinner or not? Well, it's one of those two.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, no, 5 feet or not. I certainly wouldn't like the job, says young Howard, getting yourself in there, right? They didn't like it. The pipes were required, though.
Oh, you've got to have pipes.
The necessary pipes in this overhanging cliff.
You've got to drill in a cliff and get some pipes in there. That's what they're doing.
I mean, probably water to the lighthouse, right? The only possibility. Why do you need pipes on the edge of a cliff? Getting water up to the lighthouse when the lighthouse keeper needs a drink.
Yeah, lighthouse.
But why else would you be drilling for pipes?
Drilling for pipes. If they're looking for pipes, we believe that there's a pipe mine down there.
Naturally occurring pipes.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have them right. Like if there's an overhanging cliff, you'd be like, oh, we'll put the pipes in where it's not an overhanging cliff, just over to the left a bit. Unless you had no choice because there's also, on this overhanging cliff, there's also a lighthouse.
Right.
And you've got to get.
I think the idea is that the pipes are going to come out the end of the cliff, and then all the sewage will just pour out into the sea.
Oh, okay. So they're evil sewage pipes.
I mean, the reason I think that is because my knowledge of pipes is the same now as it was when I was that age. In my eye, pipes come out of cliffs. But thinking about it, if I think about it for more than a second, I'm like, I've never seen a pipe come out of a cliff.
No. Although they might do, not necessarily cliffs, but maybe big dams in America, because I've definitely seen American movies where someone's running away from baddies, right, down a big pipe, and then they get to the end, and it's like, whoa,
Fugitive.
big cliff. Yeah, that happens
yeah.
in The Fugitive, right? Yeah. I mean, that kind of thing exists, right? So maybe that's what you're describing. Maybe this is in America, and you're describing these guys building the Fugitive set.
Weird the amount of brummies they employ in America, isn't it? Maybe it's Birmingham, Alabama.
Well, I mean, it's a country of it's a country of immigrants, isn't it? So everyone's got different accents. They're all like some Polish people over here, some Irish people over here, some Birmingham people over here. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, I'm very proud of my Birmingham heritage.
Yeah.
We're really good at like making pasties or something. I don't know. What is Birmingham famous for?
I think they're famous for having that unsexiest accent.
I tell you what, I think that we have disproved that common belief that Brummie accent is somehow not sexy. With our extremely sexy Brummie accents that we do. Right. And I mean,
Can't do one.
maybe, but I mean, any accent you've got, like, if you think about any accent, there's some horrible ones and there's some good ones, right? Because some people speak and you go, oh, that's a nice accent you've got there. I look at someone like people say, oh, I love Scottish accents or I love Irish accents, but there's a load of accents and some of them are fucking horrible, right? Some Irish accents you're like, oh, fucking hell, I don't want to listen to you anymore. Some of them are brilliant, you know, and yeah, but also within a fairly small community like Birmingham, for example, you've got some people who've just got like grating, horrible accents, and some people who are brilliant. All right, and you listen, you're like, oh, I really like your accent. That's fantastic. And I think
Stephen
that's true.
Hawking's from Birmingham.
Is he? Really? Is that true? I mean, because that would be brilliant, because he's like, he speaks with a machine, but if he could speak and he's like, my name's Stephen Hawking and I've just worked out the universe, that would be amazing.
Would be.
And there's old footage of him going, yeah, everybody, I've solved the universe. It's just about black holes mostly. All right, here's my equations. Do you want to, bye, I've got to go in wheelchair.
Yeah.
I've got to go in wheelchair. Everybody, I'm just off to wheelchair. So, Stephen, wheelchair's not a verb. It is now. I'm Stephen Hawking. I can make whatever a verb if I want to. All right, I'm just off to pig. But anyway, my point is that clearly some Brummie accents are proper sexy, and so going, all Birmingham accents are terrible. And then, like, what about us? You go, oh, hello, would you like to go to bed with me? And they go, yes, I would quite like to go to bed with you because you've got a very sexy...
like to go to bed with you.
I'd love to go to bed with you. You've got a very sexy voice.
Thank you.
All right, let's go. I'm finished, bye.
Did they say yow? Did they say thank yow? I mean, like, in my mind
you.
they do. I mean,
Thank you.
all
I
the
think they
time,
might-
because
they
I've
might do. I
got
think
brummies
they
running
thank
around
yous.
my head going,
Yeah.
Thank you, Howard.
If you're from Birmingham, please write in and tell us if you say yow or not. So at this point in the story, Howard, still nothing has happened, and I'm starting to worry that, you know, it's actually going to be kind of difficult to write a plot so far this time because we're rapidly approaching the end of the episode, and all they're going to be able to say is some humans have been complaining about how much they don't want to lay pipes in a cliff edge. At the end.
Don't give them
That's
too
it.
many hints.
Yeah, if everyone just sends that in, then you're done. No, do better. Try and get some of the greatness
Well, if you
out.
all send that in exactly, then we can say that you all wrote it and you all finally get to have a plot so far.
yeah. It is the only way some of you are getting chosen. But I've heard that now, so I'm gonna be. If I read that, like, especially if I read it 10
You're not
times
going to
next
remember
week.
this next week.
Yeah, but if I read it 10 times, I'm going to be
Right.
so annoyed with everyone, and I'll choose the one person who didn't do that.
That will be me.
Oh, you will win. Yeah, so we're with the humans, they're digging, and let's find out what's going on. The pipes were required, though. Massive yellow water pipes. When a piece of the pipe was passed down, their twin tunnel thing bad to squeeze.
Good. That's a good line. My best yet.
Their thin tunnel. It could be.
Let me give it in. When a piece of the pipe was passed down their thin tunnel, they had to squeeze right up against the wall
Okay.
to get it past.
My sentence was better, though.
Oh.
To get it past. Then they had to attack the neg piss. No, this says attach the new piece. Then they had to attach the new piece to the rest. Yep, that's how pipes work. Basically, you're describing pipes. This is how piping works according to Howard Long. Basically, you got a bit of pipe and you attach another bit of pipe and then you add another bit of pipe and then water goes in. They would be finished soon, though. They could go home to their wives
Ah.
Either they're men or you're being super progressive.
Super good, I guess, with that one.
Yeah.
So they're sexy lesbian wives,
Yeah.
that's what I've written.
6 gay women drilling. That's what you read, a story about 6 drilling lesbians.
That's why they don't like pipes, because they're a bit...
Meaningless. Because they're a bit written by Howard, yeah. Oh, should have turned the page.
Oh,
Should have turned the page.
hello.
Yeah, it actually says
There's one woman.
they could go home to their wives, their lesbian wives. They were big lesbian pipe layers. No. It says they could go home to their wives or husbands. Yay! You are being... Yeah, you are not just assuming they're man diggers. Some of them are not man diggers.
Well, I don't know.
Woman diggers.
I might just be suggesting that they're gay men.
That might be the case. But even so, that's still...
I was going to go home to my husband's. You got 2? Yeah, I was going to go home to my husband's.
Yeah, I got 7. Yeah. Or husbands. Oh, no, hang on. It goes even further. I should just not stop, right? I keep stopping and then you trip me up with your next sentence. They could go home to their wives.
Yeah.
Or husbands in the case of Matilda. Or parents in the case of Fred. So he's married to his parents.
No, he's not married.
No, he's married to his mum and dad. He was all like, Mum and Dad, I've got a proposal for you. Matilda. Matilda offered the others a mint humbug. Nobody accepted.
They don't know where they've been.
You're the only woman in your story. She's like, do you want a mint humbug? No, thanks. Do you want to go upstairs with me later? No, not really, thank you.
No, thank you.
I've got a lolly, do you want a lolly? No, thank you. Nobody accepted. Nobody was in the mood. What is a mint humbug mood? I'm not really in a mint humbug mood. Have you got any fruit pastels? I'm in a bit of a fruit pastel mood.
Yeah. Maybe they've just had some coffee or something.
Yeah.
You don't want to mint after that.
Or maybe they're just about to have coffee. That's bad, isn't it? When you get minty mouth.
Yeah, you don't want
right?
minty mouth.
You got minty mouth, and then you're like, oh, I'll have some coffee or orange juice. That's the worst, right? So they've just poured themselves some orange juices.
Yeah.
But you haven't bothered to describe that. It's not important. And then Matilda's like, do you want some mint humbugs before you drink your orange juice? Like, no, of course I don't. What's wrong with you? That's the worst thing you could have offered. All right. So they weren't in the mood. Later on, oh, that's weird.
Later on, they were in the mood.
No,
and
later
all
on,
had a mint bug.
We're really putting a lot of emphasis on these mint humbugs. Later on, she threw them away. She tried, do you want a mint humbug? No, I don't want a mint humbug. No. Okay, I'll throw them away then. No, I bought them especially for you. That's a bit weird, actually. Why did you buy us? We don't like mint humbugs, and you bought us mint humbugs. Yeah, that's right. I wanted you to eat my mint humbugs. I didn't do anything to them. I didn't put them anywhere. It doesn't, I don't enjoy watching you eating my snatch humbugs. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't, look, we know you, Matilda. Stop offering us sweets that you put up bits of you. It's weird. All right, we're never going to say yes. All right. Do you want a lemon sherbet?
Yeah.
Oh, no, hang on. Where's it been? Tastes a bit bummy. Tastes strangely bummy. So she threw them away. $6.50 for a large bag of humbugs.
Wow.
But she threw them away. What a waste.
£6.50.
It's a very large bag.
It's gotta be a large
It doesn't
bag.
say
I mean,
how large. This is the 80s,
as
yeah.
well.
This is probably as big as Matilda. She's dragged it all the way down. They're all like, Matilda, can you help us with the digging? So, no, I've got to drag me home.
Yeah.
God, Matilda. No, it's funny you bothered to drag me big bum humbugs.
I spent a long time putting these 16,000 humbugs up my arse. Nobody would want. Oh, just throw them away then.
Probably I shouldn't have said that to all. Did you just say they've been up your arse?
No, nothing.
She did, I'm not going to have one. I've tracked them all the way down here. I better throw them away then. I hope they don't have some kind of story-based side effect. I hope they don't incite some incident that informs the plot, because it seems very odd that I'm suddenly focusing so strongly on humbugs when I've barely focused on the characters so far. I've spent more time on humbugs than I have on any characteristics of the people.
Yep.
I suspect they're important. They're the most important thing about this scene, aren't they?
You'd think, So hopefully, yeah. I think they probably are.
Okay. $6.50 for a large bag of humbugs, but she threw them away. What a waste, and also a very disastrous thing to do, as you will discover in chapter 10. Fucking hell.
Wow, that's forward thinking. I knew exactly what was going to happen in chapter 10.
Well, I don't know if you did, because I think you've added that line afterwards.
no.
Yeah, because earlier it said, as you will discover later, and then you've crossed it out and written in chapter 10, and then you've circled 10. I don't know why. All right. We'll laugh about this later, decided Bert.
When? In chapter 10?
We'll laugh about this in chapter 4,
Yeah.
said Bert prophetically.
Be good if like everything told you when it was going to happen.
Yeah. We'll look back on these past few days and have a right old chortle.
Yeah, we'll have a right old laugh about that time when Matilda said, "Do you want a humbug?" and we said no, and then she threw them away. That's going to be a hilarious story.
That'll be the best thing. I mean,
We're telling that down the pub to all the mates. You remember?
our lives are so bad that is the highlight of this week.
So how's digging the cliff? You've got any good stories?
I've got one for you. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, you know Matilda, right?
Yeah, I know.
You know she always brings humbugs that she's put up.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with that.
And she always offers you a humbug that's been up on ours.
£6.50,
Yeah,
they're a humbug.
£6.50, like a man-sized bag full of like a million humbugs.
bum
right?
bugs in a bum bag, yeah.
Bum bugs, right? So she did that. Like we were expecting it, to be honest with you. You know, we were ready for it.
Yeah, go
So
on.
when she offered it, we said no. We said no.
right, yeah.
So do you know what she did? Do you know what she did?
what she did?
This is the big punchline, right?
Yeah, right.
Get ready, because you're going to laugh your sides off.
Oh, yeah.
All right, like you want to hold on to your socks, right? Because you're going to laugh them right
She's
off.
gluing them on now.
All right, okay. So you ready?
Yeah, ready.
She threw them away.
Oh, no.
Pretty good story, right? No, I don't. Okay, I'm going to try another one, right?
Oh, yeah, right.
So, do you know Matilda, right?
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
she had a hat, and she put it on.
Oh, yeah.
Good story,
Oh,
right? It's a pretty
brilliant.
good story, that, right?
That's so
Okay, do you want one?
Matilda,
I've got
that.
one more for
Yeah,
you,
go
right?
on,
Okay, I met this dog the other day, and his name was James. James the dog,
It's a
right?
strange name for a
It's
dog.
a pretty strange dog, because he had like a basket on his head.
Yeah.
He had a basket on his head. He was walking around going, "Hello, my dog. Do you like me head basket?" And I put an apple in it. Do you like my story? It's good, isn't it? All right, let's get back to Howard's story, because he's better at conflict. My stories lack that. All right. Indeed they did chortle about the story. Not for too long, though. Being dead tends to prevent people from laughing too much. In fact, generally, people don't laugh at all when they're dead.
Is that what it just said?
No, not quite.
You don't tend to
It
laugh
said,
much when they're dead. In fact,
yeah,
generally people don't tend to laugh much when
at
they're dead.
all. No, you went
Also,
from much to at
people
all.
don't laugh when they're dead.
Do you want to
Also,
know how
dead
much people...
they don't laugh.
Do you want to know how much people laugh after they're dead?
Yeah, not much. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah.
No, it is. What you've said is being dead tends to prevent people from laughing too much.
Too much.
And then you've said, in fact,
Right.
generally people don't laugh at all when they're dead.
Okay, right, yeah. So
That's
like,
okay.
I've corrected myself, because people don't laugh
Yeah,
when they're
yeah.
dead. It's kind of like
You made a mistake. You
people,
recognised it.
you know, people who haven't got legs, right, you know, tend not to go walking very often.
Very often, like
In
almost.
fact, you could say that people without legs can't walk.
Yeah. People who don't have arms
Yeah.
tend not to have arms too often. In fact, oh no, hang on. You could say they never have
never
arms.
have arms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
No, what you've done is you've made a mistake, right? When you were writing your first draft,
Oh, yeah.
you're writing in pencil, and you've made a mistake, and then you've immediately recognised that mistake, and you've gone, oh, hang on, I better rectify it. You've said people who are dead
I don't think so.
don't laugh too much, and
I
then
didn't
you've gone,
think so.
oh no,
I
hang
think
on,
that it's good.
not at all.
I think the sentence is going to continue on and like just shows up again, because that's what happened every time now. Because
That's
it's now
true,
going to
yeah.
talk about somebody who's dead who laughs a lot.
Steve the dead man was laughing. Oh no, you're right.
Yes, I'm a genius.
No, you have gone further. Not exactly what you said, but you have gone further. In fact, generally, people don't laugh at all when they're dead. The devil forbids laughing, and God has always said smiling is adequate. So what you're saying is that if you laugh in hell, you're in trouble, and if you laugh in heaven, you're in trouble. God's going to be like, excuse me, hey, what the shit, guys?
No, he's not
What's
gonna-
all
he's
this
not in
laughing?
trouble. He's just going to be like, hey, could you
Smiling is enough, okay?
keep it down a bit, okay? I'm trying to do some
try-
dialects here.
I'm trying to doctor, okay? I'm trying to doctor.
You can't Doctor Who with you laughing, guys. Again, you would just smile a bit.
What's the deal with those humbugs?
Would you like a humbug?
Has it been anywhere? Have you put it up anything recently?
No, I would.
Just come straight from the shop.
Straight from the bum
How
shop.
much?
Worst writer in the world. Worst writer in the world. Worst writer in the world. Worst writer in the world.
you know what I find strange, Howard?
People with one leg.
No, I'm not a leggist.
I don't know, I'm just guessing.
I'm not a leggist.
All right.
You can have as many or as few legs as you want, and I will not point at you and shout, weird leg person.
Right.
I won't do that.
No.
Because I'm not a leggist, as we've established, all right? But I'll tell you what I do find weird.
Oh, yeah.
It's the way that, like, very, very few people have joined our secret gang.
Oh, yeah.
Despite the fact that they could, if they joined, get their hands on so much stuff immediately and every single week after this. I mean, they could immediately download a ridiculous amount of stuff. Like, it's shocking how much you get immediately just on joining the gang. Whether you sign up for $2 or $7 or more dollars, it's like, the more you pay, the more you get, but you get a lot.
Yeah.
And the best thing about it is there is no commitment whatsoever. Because, I understand people might be like, I don't want to sign up for a thing.
I don't
But
want
if
to
you-
get married. I don't want to have kids.
You don't
have to.
You don't have to. That is not the promise you're making, to have our children. That is not the deal. No, I mean, you can literally sign up for $2, download everything you get for free, and then run away if you don't like it. And there is no commitment. There's no people hassling you afterwards. Like, in the 3 years we've been doing this, we have emailed people once. Yeah. Right? People who aren't currently part of the gang to say, hey, check out this. We never even use our mailing list. We're so rubbish at spamming people.
Yeah, and also it just goes in your junk folder. So
Also, yeah, if we do ever remember to write to you, which is highly unlikely, it's clear that you won't get it.
yeah,
And it's a big international, well-recognised website. Patreon, it processes like millions of dollars every month, apparently. Not to us, unfortunately. But it's a highly trustworthy website, which loads of people use to support the things they love. And if you love us, then you can help us carry on and help us meet cake.
yeah. Help us meet cake. There's some cake. If there's some cake, I want to meet it.
I went down to the supermarket yesterday. I was like, hello, cake. And I got thrown out because I'm too poor. Can I have some money so I can meet cake, please? Now, if you would like us to keep making these shows, then you can help us do that by supporting us for as little as $2 a month, and you'll get a ridiculous amount of stuff that we will make for you.
Wow.
Exclusive stuff.
Exclusive stuff.
Basically, we just spend our whole lives making stuff for our secret gang, who we love. So go and check it out. Go and have a look at it. See what you'd get if you just signed up for as little as $2 a month. And consider,
But preferably
doing it.
higher.
Yeah, well,
you get more if you go higher.
You get more and better if you go Howard.
If you go Howard.
Doing really well.
Once you go Howard,
better.
you never go Boward. That's the famous saying there.
that is the famous saying.
Yeah.
Once you go Howard, you never go Boward.
I mean, you never go Boward full stop, to be honest, because that's not anything.
Even if you don't go Howard, you still won't go Boward.
You're not going to go Boward, don't worry.
So if you want to avoid going Boward, sign up for us. We're really good at this. This advertising thing, aren't we? And that is why no one ever signs up.
We don't like adverts.
No, but we do like you.
Yes.
And we would love to welcome you into our gang so we can give you loads of exciting entertainment every single week. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Goodbye.
Drill you later.
He's a stupid, suck-ass, rubbish writer.